Anybody noticing a lot of bootlicker, manager mentality in this sub lately? What is this sub for if managerial sympathizers are running rampant? This is not work, it's anti-work. It's not supposed to be. Gee, maybe we oughta be nicer to the boss up in here. Like, at what point do you need to just close the sub after it becomes pro-work? What's it for anymore? It's literally on almost every post now, it's wild. I see some rationalizing it with, it breaks the echo chamber and challenges people, but I would argue that it almost always takes on a condescending yet childish tone, uses respectability politics, and doesn't engage in any actual subject matter regarding reform or abolition. You can't exactly engage with someone who's going to keep stomping their feet and commanding respect when they just want all eyes on them in a space they don't even want to be in. Maybe anti-work got mentioned in an article. When that happens, it attracts the anti-work crowd. I'd like a sub where people actually want to eliminate all work. I think most work could be automated and we have records of what people were paid in the past when the economy was good, or okay, no real effort is being made to use our technology to its fullest and do away with as much work as possible. As for the question of what would people do, well, I have lots of answers to that. Maybe there could be extra income for accomplishing things like completing high school or even working a year at one of the few jobs that was left, or at a historically simulated job like a bar or a blacksmith made specifically to let people experience work for a little while to enhance their life, but not as an 80-year-old cancer patient being forced to work 80 hours a week at Burger King or die. People could be given more permanent income for a wide variety of possible accomplishments. Gamify life. Automate work. Get a robot lawnmower. Don't let mowing the lawn over and over become your life's purpose. It's like some people want to make the same repetitive thing happen over and over when it doesn't really need to, and we all should be working on finding better things to do. In addition to being anti-work, this sub is also a place to share workplace injustices, grievances, or vent about unfair work policies, etc. And these issues affect not only regular employees, but affect managers too. I'm not referring to clever or business owners. You're gonna hate this, but this is the reality of the situation. And it's going to keep happening until survival no longer depends on currency. People giving in. It's accepted, if not expected, that younger people are anti-establishment. This sub has certainly been an eye-opener for me, a 40-plus-year-old IT worker, into long-standing norms that I just accepted. Great points and arguments have been made over working in an office. Management asking too much, co-workers asking too much, pay versus company value, etc. Eventually, people get tired of fighting. They start to accept those norms as things they cannot change. They become the managers or co-workers who think crossing one little norm isn't so bad, and later don't think about the giant leaps they're eventually taking. I found my balance of things I'm going to accept versus fight. Would I come in here and tell everyone to accept those things too? No, but there are others who do, because they're tired of fighting and want to weaken others, bringing you on their side. Keep fighting. Don't accept everything at face value. Older people are listening and improving on the things said in here. I mean, I manage folks and I'm also a socialist who agrees with most aspects of anti-work. Some of us are very real and just don't fit neatly in the us versus them structure. That said, it's an election year. Folks get wild. Folks try to disrupt and troll and generally shape the tone of a sub for the sake of manipulation. It's weird and true. Part of me wishes we could vet folks a bit more, but I'm also mixed on how exclusive an echo chamber we'd become. Comments are nuts too. Yup, been blocked by a few who can't explain their points. As the sub gets bigger, it gains influence people further and further from the dedicated cause. Happens in every sub. Gotta make a new one for the truest or watch it slowly fade into something anew. To be fair, the manager isn't always the boss. A lot of managers are underpaid and overworked as well. This sub turned from an anarchist anti-wage slavery to a liberal reform capitalism forum years ago, like pre-2020. Some people just want their viewpoint validated. Others want to do some critical thinking. The distribution between the two fluctuates, but you'll always find some of both. Yep, lots of corporate shills. The more stories that get out, the worse they look, and the more chance media, government will come along and put an end to their gravy train and personal, torment the working class sessions. There's that reactionary video, Gen Z couldn't go to a meeting BC they had a gym class. The whole story is that this quarterly meeting is outside their working hours. Millennial content creators are moving into tractions they're the gens before them. Putin is fulfilling his side of the bargain in almost every corner of Reddit now. If I lick enough boots, mayhaps someday I shall wear the boots. Quote, narrator, you'll never wear the boots. I was called a bootlicker because I said people are dumb for intentionally bringing stupid items, i.e. a butt plug, through their job's security checkpoint because they didn't like the fact that their employer stated requiring searches. Straight up stupidity isn't malicious complaints. Some posts are ridiculous, though. The other day someone was whining because they got told off for being on TikTok at work and they thought it was unfair. This sub needs to go back to having legitimate complaints about unfair practice like wage theft and lack of empathy towards workers. Not people complaining they have to actually do their job to get paid. A lot of the anti-work, work reform, and workers' rights subs have been infected with what I am learning are called tankies as of late.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Eracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.